Hello guys, it is Easter Sunday, March 31st, 2013. As you can see, it's a beautiful day in the garden. It's a balmy 85-90 degrees out here, and tomato plants are all doing very well. We have stopped pruning off flower tips now. They're a little short still, but they were stunted from the frost that we got earlier in the year, and we just don't have, oh look, Mr. B's in the garden. Right about there he is. We don't have enough time left in the season for tomatoes to let them grow much larger, so we will go ahead and let them start producing their first fruit here. Up here in the front, right over here, is the oh geez, shallots. I was about to give up there for a second. And then we have a small tomato plant there, and then all along that line's tomato plants, and then of course up in the very front here is radishes and onions, and there's some parsley and basil intermixed all the way through this plot. And here, let me take you in a little bit closer to the radishes. Right there we have a radish ready to be picked. Isn't it beautiful? These radishes are just all leaves. They're not going to produce root, I don't think. Not quite certain why they did that this year. And then here is another radish you can pick right today. And then these are the daikon radishes. Let me move you over here out of the shade. Daikon radishes. Out there is a Roma tomato. It's already in flower. And then just right down here is a basil. And some onions. And then here's the pots. We've got, there's that Roma tomato that I said I was going to transplant. Then it looked so good I thought I wasn't. And then that's a cherry there. One of the only little pepper plants that survived. We have starts over here in the greenhouse that are going to be retransplanted. There's a couple out in the garden back over here. And then the marigolds are looking beautiful and spawning off new flower petals. The chickens will love eating those flowers. Over here on the top, right up here, is a couple of cucumbers, and then we have watermelon, and I'll just take a quick look again. Okay, over on this side is all peppers, jalapenos, bell peppers, cayenne. And then those are green beans right there. And okra's over here. The strawberries are still flowering. I'm putting out strawberries. I think we have strawberry nematode in those though, because the leaves, after I looked at the leaves some more and did some research, it looks like the little red edges on the leaves are nematode damage, and as you can see on this berry right about there, that berry is disformed and showing the kind of symptoms of nematode, so we'll have to find a good way of dealing with that. And up here, it's terrible. We never were able to get out all of these flowers yet, and these will be okay. The front ones there are marigolds, and the nasturtiums are right back behind it. Only a few nasturtiums sprouted. And then the spinach is getting wilty and nasty because of, well, A, not enough root space, and then B, it's just bloody hot. And the tomatoes and stuff down there, I don't think the pepper plants will probably be okay. They'll be able to be transplanted. The tomato plants will transplant them, but I don't expect to get much out of them, if anything. They needed to be transplanted a couple weeks ago, and we've just been so busy. Can't get their bed prepped and all of the work that goes into that, so that'll be next year, I guess. The blueberries are still doing pretty well. I'm not, as long as we keep the acid, in the soil by using some vinegar, the leaves are staying nice and beautiful green, and the berries continue to develop. The new ones this year are getting stronger. Their stems are getting thicker. So, and then these lavenders right over here are doing well. Just move you up a little bit. All of those strawberries, the one that was even starting to sprout, it's all dead. I don't know, I'm not going to try them anymore. The bare root ones just seem to be a real pain to get them to stay in. I don't know if it's just Arizona or if it's pots or what the issue is, but I haven't had any strawberries out of all of those bags we bought of these. All the fruit trees are doing well. The peach are still growing. They're almost a 1-inch ball now, so probably another 2, 3, 4 weeks we'll be picking the few peaches that we have on there. That'll be nice. The fig continues to grow. We won't receive any figs this year, but it'll be a big enough plant for next year. And then the nectarine right here in front, I think we'll have a few nectarines. It's hard to say because the flowers are at the point where they start blowing off if they didn't get fertilized, so quite a few of them blew off. But I think quite a few of them actually were. I was out here sticking my finger and the chopstick in it trying to fertilize it, pollinate them, because the bees were just so scarce, and we're starting to see bees again, so hopefully that continues. And well, as you can see, the lettuce is bolting already. That's the arugula. They have very tasty flowers. I don't mind picking one, I guess. Just grab it and eat them. And it tastes a lot like arugula, a little bit more peppery. The flies are out. They know the lettuce season's over, and the 90-degree temperatures are here, and they're bolting and getting bitter and all that. I'll try to keep the kale in for as long as I can. Let me see if I can rotate you guys over a little bit into the shady area. I don't know how well it's going to come out. But the cilantro and parsley and basil are all doing wonderful. Rosemary's still doing really good. Oh, and as the temperatures increase, the productivity of the lettuce really has dropped. It just isn't really getting the... Well, we put them into a little bit shadier area because the heat will be a little bit lessened to keep from going bitter, but the leaves just aren't spawning out as fast as they were. I've had to leave these for like three or 4 days now since the last time I picked up a bunch. I'll have to try to start a lettuce bowl for inside and see if it does very well inside with the internal lighting. The citrus tree is, this is the orange. It's doing really well. It's really come out, and there's a lot of beautiful citrus flowers. They smell awesome. And it's grown quite a bit, probably about 2 inches since that last frost, and we started, watering and fertilizing to try to get it to come out of all that damage. It's doing really nice. The grapefruit is just looking beautiful considering what it was looking like. We've lost a few branch tips for sure, and you know, looks like one's right about there, and one over here. But otherwise, it is doing awesome. No flowers yet. I don't know if it will flower this year. It kind of, that frost was really hard on it, so we'll wait and see, but at least it survived. So this is a new bed. We have a cucumber here that's going to be trained to go vertical, a cucumber over there, then those green beans that are over in the planter are going to be transplanted right here because the corn just really hasn't got large enough yet to transplant it to the corn. And then right there, that is a butternut squash, and it's surviving the transplant and looking good. I look forward to having some butternut squash pretty soon. Alright, here are the sunflowers. They're growing and doing well. As you can see, the ones that survived up in the back here are doing the best. They're the original mammoth sunflowers we planted. Then a lot of these up in here, let me see if there's enough here. All this area up in here and up in through here, they were new transplants and they're all doing well. We're not seeing quite as much damage being done to them by whatever bug or flower, or not flower, but bird ate up the last ones. And then let me see how I will just rotate you guys just a touch. And then we have a watermelon right about there and another one right about there. And those along with two butternut squashes that are in with the sunflowers will comprise this bed. I'm not going to put any green beans in it. I'm going to use, I don't know if you can see it because I can't see the screen well enough, but I think you can. But right around here there is some old chicken wire that we've just had laying around, and it's going to be used to train the green beans and the cucumbers up, and then later the lattice will work on the rest of it. Alright, over here, just, you know, the collards are just doing awesome. The bok choy looks gorgeous, especially in the morning. Right now it's just been it's about 1 o'clock, so the heat wilts the leaves a little bit, but in the morning they look great. We transplanted a gourd up here, and then some more cucumbers went in. Ones were about there, and another one's over here over near the soybeans. And we have peas. I don't know if you can see it. I'll take you in closer. Gorgeous little pea right here. That's a big guy. I'm going to save him for seed. And then there's some more. A couple more right there. So they're sprouting peas all over. Another one on the other side of the fence right here. They're just doing awesome. And then let's see if I can find it. There's a cucumber, and then the soybeans are just kind of hanging. They're not really shooting out yet. Gonna have to try to get them trained up onto the lattice. And as you can see, the lattice just isn't very good for training peas. They just don't seem to grab onto the lattice very well, and I won't do that again. I'll have to put peas somewhere else and try cucumbers on this. And there's the twin sister, or not twin sisters, three sisters bed with only twins right now. The pumpkins are doing well. The one on the right is doing much better than the one on the left. And on the left, all the corn over there mostly died. I don't know why. Received about the same amount of water as the one on the right, and they're still growing. And I don't think they really enjoy being transplanted, at least that late. If you remember, the roots were fairly long, and they need to shoot a taproot down instead of kind of being all spread out. So I think that I've already planted more corn directly sown into the ground where we lost the corn, and I think that I will try to do corn differently next year or this fall. And the wildflowers are all looking like they're one variety. All of them are asylum that sprouted and came up. There's a few plants in there that haven't developed any flower buds yet, so we'll have to wait and see if we get anything else. Everything else that I see in there is pretty much weeds though, so a little moth in there. Hopefully it's not a cabbage moth, because that would suck. All of those collards and bok choy back there, mighty tasty to cabbage moth. So there's the flower bed, and I think that will conclude Easter's garden update. I hope all you guys are having a wonderful Easter, and that your gardens are starting to do well, and you have a wonderful spring for all of you that are still in snow. I'm sorry, but that's kind of hard. So see you guys later, and take care.